Sometimes people ask me if I was bullied in high school for having alopecia, and I feel like I don't really know how to answer that question because the kind of bullying that existed in my school was like the kind of mean girls, like fake friendly kind of bullying. When I was in high school, I was so secretive about my alopecia, so generally people couldn't tell. The only reason everyone knew already is because when I was younger in elementary school, I wore hats, and so anyone that grew up with me basically knew, even though I treated it like it was a crazy secret. So usually the worst I got was people trying to figure out my secret, figure out if the rumors were true that I actually did have alopecia, and they would do this by asking me questions that were like trying to be under the radar, but I obviously knew what they were doing. Like I distinctly remember in middle school this one girl coming up to me and being like, "What shampoo do you use?" And then I told her a random brand. I told her the brand of shampoo that my mom used, but she was just like, "Oh, never heard of that brand. Where do you get your hair done?" Like asking me all these questions, like clearly trying to get me to reveal like, "Oh, actually, like I'm bald." But I was not open about my alopecia back then the way I am now. So these kind of questions would really just send me into a pure panic. Separate from having alopecia, I was also definitely just considered like a weird kid in my school anyway. Apparently there was rumors that I was a witch, which I didn't know about until after I graduated. With that one I loved. That one I think is hilarious. And because the kind of bullying that happened at my school was kind of being fake nice, like people would walk by you and be like, "Hi," like purposely in a tone to kind of show they were making fun of you. I kind of got to a point where I just became kind of really cold and closed off to absolutely everybody because I just assumed if anyone was talking to me that they were attempting to mess with me or bully me, even if they weren't, and just kind of like isolated myself in a way. And that definitely still sticks with me to today, where I will just always, in any situation, even if I'm in a group of people that all share my interests or they're all friends of friends, in the back of my head, I will always assume that people are thinking I'm weird or feeling like I don't fit in a group. Looking back, I do feel like having a kind of like tough exterior, like a don't mess with me kind of attitude in high school did help me survive high school, because then anyone who thought about like messing with me or bullying me, honestly, maybe it would have been a lot worse if I didn't kind of have this mentality that made people almost like scared to try. I just want to say, if you are someone who is younger and you're dealing with bullying in school, especially if you are someone with alopecia, just know that it's not always going to be that way. The biggest thing I wish I could go back and change was my own confidence growing up, because all that matters, if I had just had confidence in myself, then nothing would have mattered. If I just had the security in myself to know that they're just saying things because they're dealing with their own issues, and the things they say to you don't actually matter. It's more of a reflection of them than it is of you. And now that I'm super open about having alopecia, I wish I could go back and become more open about it sooner, because it was such a weight off my shoulders. I used to not be able to say the word alopecia without crying. I'm not even exaggerating. And the fact that now I literally change my hair on a daily basis, it's so much more fun this way. And I also love the way I look without wigs too. But if you're struggling with it, just give yourself a lot of patience. If you want to work towards that level of confidence, just take baby steps and know that it will build up and you'll get there eventually. And I am here for you.